The 50th state getting a visit from the nation's 46th president tonight as questions swirl over the federal government's response to deadly wildfires that have decimated Maui. President Biden taking the nearly 4,800-mile trek from Washington today, mirroring the challenges his team has faced getting resources to the island more than a week after the first fires hit. In just a few minutes, the president will speak in Maui. We will be sure to bring you those comments live when they happen. Despite the president going on the ground, Maui is still reeling. The death toll stands at 114, but only 16 of those people have been identified. They're actually having to use DNA to make those identifications. More than 800 people are still missing, and while 85% of the disaster area in Lahaina has been searched, questions are mounting about the warnings, the response, and also the rebuild. NewsNation Chief Washington correspondent Blake Berman begins our coverage tonight from the White House. Blake, the president is in Maui now, but the administration, they are facing some very, very tough questions there and also here at home.
Indeed, Brian. Good evening. President Biden on the ground in Maui, as you said. He landed about 50 minutes ago. He's expected to be in Hawaii for about 6 hours today. The White House says surveying the damage both on the ground and in the air. He's expected to see the damage as well, along with, of course, talking with local leaders and experts there on the ground, along with residents who were hit the hardest. The president will face many of the harsh realities that have been left behind in Lahaina. For example, here's what the White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Olivia Dalton said earlier today aboard Air Force One.
Today he'll meet with parents who've lost children and children who've lost parents and first responders who saved others' homes while their own burned to the ground. So I think it's going to be an emotional day for everyone.
An emotional day for everyone, she says. The White House says this is an all-hands effort right now as it relates to the federal response in Hawaii. For example, Brian, the White House says there are more than 1,000 federal personnel on the ground there in Maui, including several hundred search and rescue teams. So far, the federal government has distributed north of $8 million. Brian.
Blake, we see the numbers. I mean, the numbers look good in terms of the response, but then we talk to people in Maui every day on NewsNation, and they continue to have frustration, saying that they're not getting what they need right now. Some people even telling us that they wait in line, they get in trouble because they don't have their driver's license to get the aid they need. I mean, when their entire house burned down, the frustrations just seem to keep on mounting.
Several different layers here. Frustration is certainly one way to put it, Brian. Frustration with the initial response, the frustrations that you just laid out, also the frustrations with the comments that President Biden initially made when he was asked about Lahaina and Maui a couple weeks ago. 2 weekends ago, he gave a two-word response, quote unquote, no comment. And that happened when the president was on vacation. Here was one resident, for example, who we spoke with in advance of the president's trip. Watch.
I kind of don't care for it. For the fact that when the wildfires first happened, he had no comment on anything to say to the Maui people, to Lahaina people, and to know that the government wasn't here to help the first several days was just really hurtful.
Of course, others say, Brian, that they welcome the president's visit there to Maui. Anytime you put the president of the United States on the ground in a disaster area, it of course leads to attention and likely as well further action down the line. Brian.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.